Hi everyone, my name is Yaqi. Today I'm going to talk about my thesis project, Chinese Food at Boston. So this is a website that people can search for different Chinese restaurants around the Great Boston areas. Also, people can not only find out different kinds of Chinese food, but learn about the Chinese culture. So, in this video, I will show you the website, and then I will talk about the key techniques that I used to build up this project and the challenge I met. Last, I will talk about what I have learned after finishing this thesis project. So now let's take a look of the website. First, I will show you the main functions of this website, and then I will talk about different scenarios of using this website. And here is the home page. As you can see, there is an image of the Boston Chinatown. And then if you scroll down the page, you will see an introduction of this website here. Then you will find out the major feature of this website. So one of the major features of this website is provide geographical food map, including the Great Boston area, like Brooklyn, Cambridge, Malden, and of course the Chinatown. And then the other one feature is it also provides a food search. So user can search for different type of Chinese food like hot pot, dim sum, or noodles. And also, this website will provide information about each restaurant, like the detail, like their type, their business hour, and the map, and also the recommend food of that restaurant. Another one is, so by using this website, people can also explore some interesting story behind the Chinese food, and also to learn about 4 famous cuisines of Chinese. So first, so after this session, if you scroll down the page, you will see the story session here. And then next to that session is the 4 famous consume session. So now let's see the different scenario of using this website. So in the first one, let's assume that if a user want to find out a Chinese restaurant that at Brooklyn, so there are 2 ways they can do that. First, the user can use this geographic map, interactive map, to find out, to quickly find out the restaurant. So if he click on the Brooklyn, so the restaurant will show on the right side. So like if he or she interested in this restaurant, so they can click on this, and then they can see the detail of this restaurant, like the detailed information, the business hour, and also the recommended food of this restaurant. Or the user can use another way to looking for the restaurant. So they can use the find a restaurant button on the left. If they click on here, so and then go to the by city page. So here is the city page of different restaurant. So they can see it lists different location on the left side. So like if they go to the Cambridge, so they can see different Chinese restaurant on the Cambridge, and also like the Quincy. So here they can choose different area to look for different Chinese restaurant. So like In the second scenario, if a user wants to find out a specific Chinese food, like the dim sum, so they can also use the link, the button on the left, find a restaurant here, and then go to the by type page. So in this page, they will find out different type of Chinese food on the left side, like hot pot, barbecue, dim sum, or noodles. So if they click on the barbecue one, so you will find out the barbecue restaurant. And let's see if they want to find out some dim sum place, so they can click on the dim sum, so they can see different dim sum restaurant around the Boston area. So let's see if they want to go to this one. So also they will find out the detailed information of this restaurant and also the recommend food. So this is another function of this website. And in the third scenario, so the user can also find out some interesting story of the Chinese dishes. So like if they scroll down the page, so they will go to this story session. So by clicking on the dishes card, there was some video and story detail on it. So for example, this Fuji Fei Pan, if you click on this, so you will see the story of these dishes, and also they can find out the recipe of how to cook the Fuji Fei Pan. So, and what if they are interested in the Chinese dumpling? So by clicking on this card, they can see the story of the Chinese dumpling, and also they will know how to fold a dumpling in 6 different ways by watching this video. So this user can find out the interesting story by in this story session. So in the last scenario, if the user are interested in the Chinese food culture, so they can explore the Chinese compute session. So it's next to the story session here. So in this session, they will learn about the 4 famous consumes in China. If they want to explore more, they can go to each consume detail page. So first is they can click on this explore more button, or they can use the consume button on the left on the navigation bar in here. So they can look for the detail of these 4 consume. In the home page here, they will see the introduction of each consume. So one is the Shandong, another is the Cantonese, and also the Sichuan. If they like the spicy food, they definitely need to try the Sichuan food. It's very spicy and also delicious. And also here is the Huaiyang consume. So let's take a look the Sichuan consume. So by clicking on the export button, they will go to the detail page of the Sichuan consume. So in this page, they will find out some recommend restaurant of the Sichuan food. And here, they will also find out the feature food of each consume. Here is like the Kung Pao chicken, boiled fish. Those are very famous Sichuan food. And if they were interested in, they want to try some Sichuan restaurant, they can also click on the restaurant class to export to look for more detailed page of the restaurant. So also the recommend food here. So this is the another main function of this website, and this is my thesis project, Chinese food at Boston. And then I will talk about the key technique of this project. So I used AngularJS tool to build up this website. And why did I use AngularJS? Angular is a very powerful and popular JavaScript framework right now. It can make the development more efficient and make the website have better performance. But it is really not easy to master it. But since I want to become a front-end engineer and interactive design is my concentration, I really want to challenge myself to learn something more practical. So, what is AngularJS? It is a structural framework for dynamic web applications, and a good framework can help architect your code so that you can build up the modular, and then you can reuse it, and then make the code more easy to read and have better performance. And Angular gives you a straightforward way to structure your code, so it helps me to organize my code and make it more clear and neat, tight. So, and then after finish this project, I find out two main benefits by using AngularJS. One is I can reduce a lot of duplicate templates. Another is I can reuse similar components. So the reason why I can reduce duplicate templates because one of the features of Angular is the data binding rate. So in here, Angular uses two-way data binding, so any change in user interface will intermittently influence the application object. And then when the framework encourages browser event, the module change, and the user action on the page, it occurs update immediately. So let's take a see of my code. So in here, in this double curly brackets is how the Angular two-way data binding works. So we pass the data on here, and then it will show the dynamic data on the webs, and so it helps me reduce the templates. So in traditional, like in here, if I'm using the DOM, I might need to create a lot of templates. So in my case, I add about 48 restaurants here on my website. So if in the traditional way, I might need to create 48 template to represent each restaurant. But by using the Angular, I can only have such this few page to random those restaurants. So that's the reason by using Angular can make our work more efficient. Another one is I can reuse those similar components. So in my website, there are some components very similar, and like the restaurant card, you can see in in many different sections, like the consumer page, city page, and the home page. All the restaurant cards have the image and then their name and the link to their detail page. So in Angular, I can create three main elements to apply this as a component in different page. So those three key elements is like one is the service, another one is the model, and also the components. So I create a module to indicate what this component will look like. So here you can see I will have the name and the type and also those detailed information. And then in the surface, I will pass the data to I will input the data in here, and then those data will pass to the model, and then I will add the module to the component in here. So I can also add that module in different page. So that's the reason I can reuse the components. And in Angular, any functionality you create is automatically available anywhere you need. So that's the reason it makes your code more organized, and you can reduce those duplicate code by using the Angular. And then the challenge I met, of course, there are many challenges when I build up this website. Especially, it is not easy to learn and use a new technique in such a short time. I have thought about giving up because the difficulty of Angular and also the time limitation. I could just use the traditional way like the HTML DOM to develop my project. However, I told myself if I don't change the Angular, I will make no progress. Thus, I determined to work harder, even though the AngularJS to use the TypeScript, a new language that I'm not familiar with at that time. But I have learned the intermediate programming before, and it really helped me to have a strong foundation to quickly understand the Angular and also the TypeScript. And also, there are a lot of bugs when I'm doing this project, but you will learn it and solve those problems. So, in conclusion, after these 3 months, I have learned a lot. I'm not only learn new skills, but also better understand what I have learned from the digital media program. So some are the hard skills like web development, programming, and UI design, and also the storytelling. And also some are the soft skills like time management and communication skills. And finally, I can apply them to my project from the beginning to the end. I'm very happy that I challenged myself. It makes me become more competitive after graduate, and in the future, I will keep learning and challenge myself. So this is my thesis project, and thank you.